Pistons fans, what's going on? It's your boy King, man. We are here in the preseason. Finally, man. In the preseason. I don't care what the results was tonight. It's the preseason, man. I'm not looking for numbers. I'm looking more for habits, things to build on. You're not going to see the same team that you're seeing tonight in preseason. You're just not. You're not going to see some of these weird, wacky lineups that you're seeing tonight. None of that stuff is relevant. So, man, first and foremost, the starting lineup tonight was a little bit smaller. Didn't really appreciate that from Dwayne Casey. Even if you're going to play with the starting lineup, let's get a little bit bigger. You know, it is the Detroit Pistons versus the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks having, two bigs, I at least want to match that. But starting Stewart with Bogdanovich just was not the option for me. I would like to see a little bit more length, but you're in a tough situation, right? You don't want to sit Stewart on a bench, and then you don't want to sit Bogdanovich on the bench. So I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to sit on the bench. So, like I said, I prefer them to play more on, matchups. That's probably something that you will see during the season. But as far as preseason goes, I can get with it. I didn't like it, but I can get with it. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this game, man. Pistons, of course, get blown out by a bunch of seasoned veterans, playoff team that's looking to, take that step into contending. That's not what we are. We are a team full of youth right now. We elected to go with the youth this year, and young players are not going to start out in preseason like seasoned veterans will. You've seen the game and the production from Bogdanovich. You know what I'm saying? The difference between him and the rest of the young guys on the roster. So those guys know how to prepare a little bit different, and they don't have as much of the nerves that our young guys have because these guys are working on their games. They're trying to build their games. When you're dealing with veterans, they're pretty much, near that peak. So it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's just understanding basketball. So, of course, the Knicks went out and took advantage of that. So the Pistons had a lot of jitters, man. You can see a lot of the decisiveness out there. Just not, making the right play at times. Overpassing the ball as a team, especially starting unit. Just a lot of little kinks and stuff that they're going to work out eventually. I don't expect this team to have a hot start coming out the season. They're going to have to go through growing pains. We know this, right? But for game one of the preseason, it looked pretty much like I expected it to look, to be honest. That's why you didn't see me, pregame streaming and all of that, because I knew it was coming. You know what I'm saying? Definitely knew it was coming. And yeah, showed his ugly head today. Guys were struggling. Guys couldn't hit free throws. Wide open shots, passing them up, just turnover after turnover. All the ingredients were there today. So let's just say that. First unit, Cade, struggled. Sadiq struggled. Didn't really play that well. Had moments. Obviously, we know that, this is something that we're not going to be, used to seeing. Obviously, those guys were out there just getting their feet wet, man, getting some good run, but a couple of turnovers here and there, didn't knock down a couple of easy shots. It's the first game of the preseason, so it's rare where you're going to see some of the guys who had the most in scoring a day outscore Sadiq Bey and Cade Cunningham. So, but yeah. Bogdanovich was as advertised, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't ask for more, right? Knocked down his shots, his threes today, like I said, but the team in general with the turnovers, it just didn't work out well. A team like the Knicks, they're going to jump on that opportunity, and they did that. So obviously outsized us as well. That didn't help at all. So, but when you start to look at those bright spots like Bogdanovich and like, of course, Mr. Ivy, you know what I'm saying? Him being a rookie, went out there. I was very impressed with Ivy today. He took his time. You know what I'm saying? He didn't rush things. He didn't go to the rim, just wild and out of control. He chose his spots today. He made great passes today. He played good defense today. A lot of contested shots, excuse me, at the rim. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, Ivy just had a really, really good game to me, man. I was very, very impressed with the young rook for his first game of the preseason. Didn't really get a chance to play in the summer league besides one game and a couple of minutes the second game. So very impressed. Shout out to Ivy, man. Did a great job tonight. I was really pleased. And then when you look at our other rook on the second unit, being in double digits and rebounds at 18 years old, Duran, man. Duran was relentless out there. He was relentless out there. You know what I'm saying? The offensive side of the game, that will come eventually. Right now, just be relentless. Use your motor. Be out there. Be a lob threat. Be a shot blocking threat. And that's what he tried to do tonight. So, to have him out there with the second unit, did get some opportunities with Killian Hayes at the point guard, Corey Joseph at the shooting guard. Man, Dwayne Casey. Yeah, but Duran, I was impressed with him, man. Also impressed with Killian Hayes, man. Impressed with Killian Hayes. Aggressive tonight. The commentators tonight, they constantly kept talking about it. This is a big year, but they were very impressed with the effort, and I was myself. Aggressive, attacked the basket when he needed to, knocked down a couple of shots. So, those are the things you look for in preseason. Like I said, we're in the preseason, you're not looking in those stats and saying, look at this, look at what he shot tonight, this, that, and the third. We seen a Ben Simmons and a Kawhi Leonard the other day, not even come close to scoring anything that they're normally going to average this season. So you're looking for habits, especially with our young team. And those habits tonight were impressive. Also, the shooting form was on display tonight. He shot a step back three, and it looked totally different from what it would usually look like. Usually, the little twist in the foot and everything else. No, this was more balanced. His shot is definitely more balanced. So what John Beilein and those other shooting coaches he did work with in Florida, they did a really good job at, straightening up his jump shot. He's squaring up much better, and I'm impressed with that. So Livers also played well tonight. Knocked down shots, man, when he could, man. So his shooting is probably going to get him on the court, to be honest. Got a lot of high hopes for Livers, man. We know what Livers is. You know what school he played for. We got to see that man in our backyard. We know he'll bring some defense. He'll bring some shooting and some intensity and some sneaky athleticism. We know these things, man. So to see him, go out there and continue to fit with Killian, because him and Killian actually are like this. They are boys. So, to see them to go out there and both play well tonight, I was really, really pleased with that. So just looking at this roster, man, got a little bit from Bagley here and there for what was available. And this is all in limited time out there. Dwayne Casey elected not to bring the starters in and to take Kill on them out and go with some of the other guys who's, just trying to get some playing time, right? So that's why I'm on here early recording this while the game's still going on. But yeah, like I said, you just have to look at the great habits in the preseason. You're looking for, what did he work on? Let's see if that's on display. Isaiah Stewart tonight knocked down one of his 3 balls that he shot tonight. It looked so much better You know what I'm saying? And I think it's definitely going to be something that's going to be legit this season. So, you know, once they get the chemistry, once they come together, it's going to be great. I'm telling you, it's going to be great, man. What point of the season that will be, we don't know. But when they do get it together, and once you've seen a lot of unfamiliar. I'm not even about to try to say the word right now. Y'all already know what this is. Unfamiliar with each other out there. And, you know, like I said, having Bogdanovich out there, having the new rookies added to the roster, having, you know, some of the guys that we signed. So when the season start, you're definitely going to see those moments where, oh, man, I should have did this, I should have did that, or it may be a turnover here and there. Eventually, as the season progresses, that's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So we can't forget that a lot of these guys, even the ones that's coming into this season, some of those guys didn't get an opportunity to play with the starting unit. We remember the disaster last season was. We only had a small smidget of the actual guys being out there. So, you know, like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to this season, man. You know, I believe the next game is against the Pels, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting ready to watch the Pels because Zion, like I said, I've been very impressed with, you know, his body this offseason. Him and Kawhi Leonard look totally different. Even seeing Ben Simmons play last night, right? So, but yeah, I think we play the Pels next. So that's going to be a hell of a test for the Pistons, man, if Zion plays in that game. Because, you know, obviously he's a monster. And, you know, with this lineup that we elected to go with tonight, that's not going to work against the Pels. That's just not Dwayne Casey. So, hopefully we can see Diallo next game. Don't know what that was about. Why Corey Joseph was playing and he wasn't. That just infuriated me. I just woosah, right? Woosah. So, but that's that, man. Players of the game, obviously Jaden Ivey, Bogdanovich, man. Killian Hayes, and then you got the ladders with Durant and Livers, man. Those were the bright spots tonight. That's what you can take away from this game. Do not take away the scoreboard, and do not take away some stats, bruh. Don't disappoint yourself, man, because this ain't what you're gonna see every night. You know, once the league really get going, this ain't what you're gonna see every night. I shouldn't even have to say that. But it's sad that I have to say that, but that's just what it is. So leave it in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys thought about the video, man, and you know, and my points of view. I'm interested to hear yours too. So leave it in the comments section, man. Let me know what you thought about this preseason game, what you expect to see this season, who was you impressed with tonight. I want to hear it all, man. I just don't want to hear a bunch of overreacting. You know what I'm saying? So on to the next game. We'll be revisiting this topic, obviously, and before we get to our next game, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.